Hello, welcome to today's lesson. Previously, we talked about the departments in an office or an organization and their various functions. And today, we'll be looking into the introduction to commerce. In business study, we have four components, and those four components are: number one, we have the office, we have commerce, we have bookkeeping, and the fourth one is keyboarding. And commerce is one of the components of business study. Now, commerce deals with the buying and selling of goods and services and every other activities which directly or indirectly facilitate the activity. We are facilitate that change. Commerce is very important to individuals and the nation at large because commerce help in the satisfaction of consumers' needs. Commerce also help us to get what we want at the right time and the right place and at the right price. Commerce also help to generate employment opportunities as industries grows. You see, that's why commerce is very vital in our society today. Now there are divisions of commerce. Commerce is divided into two, and one is trade, and the second one is aids to trade. These are the division of commerce, and under trade we have the home trade and the foreign trade. You see, we have commerce, and it's divided into two, which we have trade and aids to trade. Then under trade we have the word the home trade and the foreign trade. Under the home trade, we have the wholesale and the retail. Then for the aids to trade, we have transportation, advertising, banking, communication, insurance, and warehousing. Then if you look under foreign trade, which is under trade, foreign trade, we have the import, the export, and the intraport. Import is when we buy goods from other country into our own country. For example, buying goods from Canada and importing them to Nigeria. Then export is where we sell goods out of Nigeria, goods produced in Nigeria, and we sell them to other neighboring countries. That is export. Then intraport is, for example, a businessman buys goods from China and import them into Nigeria, then later sell those goods to another country. Let's assume he sell those goods he bought from China, he sells them to Ghana. That is what intraport. So these are the divisions of commerce. So let's start with the channels of distribution. Under trade, we say we have the wholesale and the retail. The channels of distribution is also known as the chain of distribution. Remember, we said in our previous class that production is not complete until the goods gets to the final consumer. So in the channels of distribution, we have the first on the list, which is the producer, or we can say the manufacturer. The producer manufactures goods, semi-finished goods or finished goods, and they sell in bulk to the wholesaler. The wholesaler buys in bulk from the producer. Then the wholesaler sells in small quantities to the retailers. You see the flow from the producer to the wholesaler to the retailers. Now the retailers sell directly to the consumer. They sell in smaller units to the consumer. So when you go to a shop to buy something, you are the consumer. That shop you are buying from is the retail shop. So that is the channels of distribution. Now let's talk about the aids to trade. We made mention of some of them, and first we'll talk about transportation as an aid to trade. Transportation is the movement of raw materials, finished goods, and individuals from one place to another. After the producers produce goods, transportation is needed to move those goods to the place where they are needed, especially to the marketplaces from the producer's factory. So transportation help to aid trade. It's an important aid when it comes to trading. Then the next is advertising. Wow, advertising is a means whereby old products, existing products, and new products are brought to the attention of consumers, to the public. It is through advertisements we get to be aware of various products in the market, and advertising helps to increase sales, because the more a product is advertised, products can be advertised on television, on radio, the billboard, even leaflets and newspaper, even on the internet. We see different products being advertised, and the more a product is advertised on these mediums, people get to know more about the goods and wants to buy that particular goods. Then we move to the next, another aids to trade. Aids to trade is banking. A bank is a financial institution. A bank is an establishment that keeps money and other valuable items for their customers. Valuable items can be some documents, can be gold, jewelry, diamonds. These are valuable documents. So the bank is set up for that purpose. Also, businessmen can acquire additional money from the bank to run their business in form of loan. And also the bank help individuals, business owners, companies to save money. And the banking system has really helped in the society today because, for example, an wholesaler who buys much goods from the producers, and the price of the goods, the cost of the goods is running into hundreds of thousands and millions, you see that the wholesaler don't need to carry money around. All the wholesaler need to do is just transfer the money using either the ATM, or that's automatic teller machine, or through the internet banking. Just make transfer for payment for the goods. So you see, banking is very, very important when it comes to trading. We have different banks in Nigeria. We have the Zenith Bank, the GT Bank, the First Bank, the Access Bank, and so many more. Another age to trade, which is important, is warehousing. A warehouse is a big building used by producers for the storage of finished goods and sometimes raw materials. That is the purpose for a warehouse. It is used to store goods. So not even just the producers that have warehouse, the wholesalers can also have warehouse. So that is the purpose for the warehouse, to store goods that are being produced before they are distributed to maybe the market or to shops where they are needed, where customers can have quick access to it. And the next to move into is what another aid to trade is insurance. Insurance is an aid to trade usually taken by a wise businessman against risk. The reason why businessmen go into production is to enable them to make profits. That's one of the main purpose of business, to make profits. So therefore, insurance is taken against an unforeseen risk, damage, or loss. For example, fire outbreak. We have the fire insurance, accident insurance, life assurance, theft insurance. So insurance is very important when it comes to trading. Then the last we're talking about today is communication. Communication is so important when it comes to trading, to business. Communication is an aid to trade. It deals with the free flow of information between the producer, the sellers, and the consumer of a product. So communication is very, very vital. Even between businessmen, they have to communicate. And we have different medium of communication. The telephone is there, the internet is there, the social media, even letters and emails. All these are various means which we can use to communicate. So this is just a brief introduction to commerce, and I believe you've learned something and you should be able to explain about commerce. Thank you and see you next time.